Hi, hello, and welcome to the Galactic Consularship report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene, Priestess of Ablossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for Gemini rising. If you do not know your rising, start with your North Node. Everything else becomes less accurate depending on the month or the aspect. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor to serve you. Thank you for allowing us the privilege to do so. You belong, so welcome home. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. Again, if anything resonates deeply with you, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. Today, we will be imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. It's by Isabella Rotman over at Liminal 11 Publishing. We'll also be using some other decks to clarify. Mainly for the pairings, we'll be using the Minor Arcana from the Cosmic Coven Tarot. That's by Lisa Lazenby over at Ripe Avocado. We also use few other decks. Some I'll mention when they're called to come out. For the correlative and corresponding energy, we use the Daily Oracle from Vita Sibila by Los Scarabeo. I want to say a quick prayer for all those still lost out there too. Illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seas of time, trapped somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine unconditional love and universal oneness. Ho'oponopono, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that our steps be ordered, our paths be illuminated, and that we find salvation and redemption in this lifetime. May we be happy. May we be whole. May we be at peace. May we receive everything we ever wanted, starting with what we deserve. We lay 4 cards here, and that's the core central crystallized component of the month, Gemini. And each additional card that comes out simply serves to clarify or modify these original 4 cards, which I'll call out right now. 8 of Pentacles, Temperance, 10 of Cups, Fool. 8 of Pentacles, Temperance, 10 of Cups, Fool. 8 of Pentacles, Temperance, 10 of Cups, Fool. Now, for a Gemini rising during the Libra season, the sun is transiting our 5th house. So that strategize, passes, motivations is the love we give ourselves and others. Okay? It's our dharma, meaning kind of the good luck and the grace and the favor, some of the glory, but really kind of the good juice that we're born with. And it's also our generative energy. It's the love we give ourselves and others, is where we go to play, is where we venture out of the house, is where we go to crystallize our individual sense of self. So I wanted to use a different deck this month. I wanted to go with the This My Heart Tarot, so we'll figure out why. If it comes out, I'll say. 8 of Pentacles is about drives a little bit. It's the hustle and flow or that grind. It's typically when we're attending or in the energy of work. Could we have some kind of task or work on our hands? We can also be learning. Typically, it's a practical skill. Now, it's not always that, because behind this energy could be something that's fruitful. It's throwing off dividends, or it's paying off in some way because we've laid that groundwork. So this is when we're getting signals that there's going to be a good harvest, because we did, in fact, sow the seeds at the appropriate time. And down the road, in the near future and the distant future, there'll be some type of proper righteous reaping. There also could be some type of growth because the proper investment was made, which means in the near future, the distant future, there may be some type of yielding. It also is when we're in alignment. So this could talk about vibration. And if we're working something, a project, a ritual, some type of cycle, we're deep in it and it's working in our favor. 8 of Pentacles. So there's some type of spiritual perfection here with the temperance, especially the temperance in the full. That means new peace, new humility. It also could be that we just got our wings in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. Like spiritually with the Ten of Cups, this is actually heaven as it's in, the sacred text, nirvana kind of deal. It also means the eternal kingdom. Also, what was intended for our life, intended versus destined. That's Pentacles. Cups is intended. It also can talk about our alma mater, where we kind of come from, especially with the fifth house. Sometimes that talks about where we get our like bachelor's finishing, so finishing school, bachelor's. It could even be trade right above primary school, which for all intents and purposes, even though it's not technically, we're going to still use it as anything post high school, I'm hearing secondary, post secondary education. So I mentioned all that education because that's not what the fifth house is about mainly, although it can talk about bachelor's degree or trade school, some type of certification that's initial, not master's level. Whether it's a master's level degree or not, it's where we get our baseline knowledge. Bachelor's means we can navigate, negotiate, matriculate without the aid of a master, without the aid of an overseer, without the aid of a patron. The reason I mention alma mater in education is because of alma mater, but also this is the eternal kingdom. So sometimes it talks about fulfillment. Ten of Cups. So now we have the Strength card, Death, Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. The Strength card with the Eight of Pentacles does also say like ritual work. It doesn't always mean abracadabra. It could mean that we're slow, methodical. We've been putting energy in for a while and we're really leveraging or harnessing our energy in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. When you have the Page of Pentacles in the Death card, it can talk about a Scorpio rising. Three of Swords in the Fool is somewhat problematic for me because it can talk about something being suspended spiritually. Something that's in the queue could have been slowed down. Suspended. Also, it can mean that there's competing timelines or competing petitions with this Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles comes out when we are being prepared for some type of material blessing, and coming out with the Ten of Cups talks about heaven. We're getting prepared for some type of practical skill, or we're learning some practical skill that we need to navigate, negotiate through this sacred mission that we're on. The Death card and the Temperance could also mean end of patience, end of moderation. The Death card and the Strength card, since they're mirroring each other, can talk about being indestructible, indomitable. So the Knight of Cups and okay, so now it's coming through. So the Knight of Cups and the Death card is Scorpio rising. It can be Mars in the 8th house, Mars in Scorpio as well. Over the last I'm trying to remember the moon that we're on. Could we just have the Libra new moon? It's around this time. And for the Libra new moon, it means a month before that would have been the Virgo. So around the Aquarius full moon, Virgo new moon, we began to gain some type of skill, or we were supposed to. We were preparing for it. And then there's a delay or a disruption or a rupture or something of that nature. delay, dispersal. So there's an energy here that really can do well for us, but there might have been some back burner, delays, detachment. Something wasn't enough here. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be moving into an energy of our higher self. Now, you know, in the fifth house, we also have that dating energy that it's where we date. It's not a love house. It's not a one-on-one union or partnership yet. Seventh house. It's before we're engaged, like when it's new. I'm literally hearing the language, a new boo. I don't talk like that, so that's not how I speak. A new boo. So we're the Queen of Wands, beautiful, high vibrational, worthy of celebration, adoration in some kind of way, appreciation, acknowledgement, attention. There can be a moon in Sagittarius here with the Temperance card. We have some type of twin flame or soulmate union with the Ten of Cups, Temperance, and the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is soulmate union. The Temperance is the twin flame. So there's some type of apology or forgiveness that needs to come. It's slow moving. Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands. We need something to speed up or to expand or to get progressive. And there's needing some also detachment here. We need to fight or stand our ground, or with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Wands, we need to defend something. Yeah, Tower. So there is an opposing side here. We have the Queen and the Knight of Cups. So it's not oppositional, adversarial, but there is another party. I want to say in the energy that mirrors us, it's not a place or thing. It's a person. Be a person, place, or thing, energy, entity, ideology. And if it is an entity, it can be an enemy or an ideology. So this is an ideology here, and it's that of beloved. Something is sweet and needs connection and closeness and warmth and trust. We kind of need celebration, engagement, fire. So it's confidence, boldness. And this energy really just needs steadiness and clarity. Okay, so we have Eight of Wands, Judgment, Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands. In a week or so, there's going to be some kind of revelation. I'm hearing that we're both single. That's relevant to someone. This is a general reading, so take it as it resonates. Another take on this, well, no, we are cultivating we're polishing ourselves. We were saying Eight of Pentacles, we've done the sowing, we're waiting on the reaping and the harvesting. We've done the investment, we're waiting on the yielding. Well, the yields and the reaping and the harvesting is the Nine of Pentacles. So there's some type of equally beneficial, nourishing need exchange. The thing that needs to happen, Six of Pentacles, in order for there to be giving, in order to receive favor, is here on the other side, on whatever energy is mirroring us. And we need to put in some type of petition, or they need to receive it. And I'm hearing the language I can't stop raving. So, hey, honey, please, darling. This is a general reading. I'm sure that doesn't apply to everybody. The Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, those are both usually a bit combative with each other. Two queens in and of itself can talk about conflict, but like more ego driven. We also have a double knight, which can mean conflict. We also have the tower. So that's a confirmation of conflict. The Queen of Wands needs the Eight of Wands. Queens are needs. So the Queen needs 7, 8 of Wands here. So they need to stand their ground, defend something, and things to get progressive, to accelerate, to become swift moving. Not this little standing still, waiting and seeing. But more like what you about, what's up? Yeah, what it is though, what's up? So somebody needs a softy, a sweetie, and the other one needs kind of hard, bold, big, bright, forward, direct, larger than life energy. It's kind of that's a dichotomy, I'll tell you. We also have the Strength card with the Queen of Wands, the Temperance card with the Queen of Wands, so we could have a yeah, because there is a desire here to defend something here, to stand our ground, to protect something. So let me just tell you, with the Knight of Wands and the Temperance card, that could be Mars in the ninth house, Mars in Sagittarius, or Sagittarius rising. Queen of Wands with the Temperance could be Moon in the ninth house, Moon in Sagittarius, and it's the same with the Strength card. So Knight of Wands and the Strength card could be Mars in the fifth house. So does anybody have their Mars conjunct their Sun or in the sign of Sagittarius or in the sign of Leo or Leo rising? Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups is saying needing fulfillment, desiring fulfillment. Somebody here wants a long-term relationship, and another person here wants to protect their peace and their space. And if the relationship makes sense, the connection makes sense, then they're going to be about that. There is a bond here with the Two of Cups. The truth is that there's new healing here, and there will be a revelation. The Tower and the Judgment card both talk about revelations. Okay. Something's being worked on in the background. It's matriculating here. Queen of Cups, Four of Cups. I've said this a few times, but it keeps coming through. We have somebody needing to detach, but there's also needing Queen of Cups, Two of Cups, needing connection, being on the same page, needing some type of union, some type of bond. And will be called out or revealed here with the Judgment card. That's the truth that needs to be spoken, it needs to be said. Then the other person can give to this because they might be trying to put this on the back burner. It might not be going how or where they want it or they think it should, or it might not be what they think it should be. And that also tells me that clarity needs to be provided and given. So there's something here on our end, Three of Swords. Something is not going to progress, not going to expand without a one little thing. It's this one thing that got me tripping. It's this one thing that got me slipping in it. Okay, so, whoa. Yeah, and that's the truth. I'm saying truth, TRUF. That's the truth. Something here is very clear. It needs to be said, needs to be done, needs to be talked about. What to admit it? Yeah, it's just one thing and what to admit it. Okay, so there's some lover, McLover here. Somebody has an unclaimed attraction and unspoken. Unspoken attraction, unclaimed affection here. So I want to know what this Knight of Wands in Seven of Wands is before I clarify the repeaters. Because there's a connection here that's already existing with the Regioni here and the Denari. Honestly, closeness and connections at the heart of the matter, but it's settled. It's like it would be settling now because there might have been struggle of, or they might not have thought there wasn't a lot of movement on our side. We were very technical. Us, the one watching Gemini, we were very, very technical. So if they didn't present themselves the exact way, it wouldn't have manifested itself. They might have had to come at us correctly, come correct or policy, procedure, and protocol or by the book or whatever, what have you. With the tower here, we have luck and unluck. Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune and misfortune. But there's some type of cycle completing here, and it is something revolving around an agreement. We're in agreement to help each other, but I don't think that's exactly it. I think, let's check on this. But tell me what this pair of knights is about. Okay, so it's about securing something. Both parties need to take action. One needs to take romantic action, the other one needs to take a bold action. Because whatever energy is mirroring us, whoever else is in this connection feels that we're detached. That's what they perceive. This Four of Cups here is actually, they're feeling rejected, so they need to detach, but it's only because we've detached. And so now this energy feels some kind of way. There's shame, guilt, remorse in the regret kind of way, which is haunting them. They're up at night, something has backfired, and the Seven of Wands has come out again. Not when the Nine of Swords comes out with a few cards, Seven of Wands being one of them, it usually means a boomerang, a backfire. Ace of Wands. So they might have imposed energy a little bit too strong, and it came back at them. It blew up in their face. Something blew up in their face. Excuse my language. I'm going to say this one more time. Something blew up in their face. I want to say it like that. It's unpleasant. It's unkind. But something blew up. Exploded, imploded, backfired. So we have a pair of eights here, and it's a little bit problematic to me. It's abated here significantly, but it does mean a little bit of manipulation, or they're dealing with a backfire Tower card. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Something got canceled out. They might have been backstabbed, betrayed. They might have had a breakdown. There's some type of breakthrough because of this breakdown. The overall energy here is something being canceled out, a curse lifting, a spell breaking, some kind of haze, illumination, and enlightenment after some type of walking through the shadow, the valley of death. So this breakthrough comes after breakdown. This illumination, revelation comes after being in the dark. This is the type of enlightenment that only comes after a massive revelation. There is some type of agreement we made with the spirit, and in the spirit, and this energy that we're connected to really wants to reunite. So this pair of eights, there was something going on, and it got canceled out, and it was something that had an energetic mind of its own. I'm going to put it that way. A pair of eights could be manipulation. It could also be rumination. It could also be spell work. It could also be spending a lot of time, energy, effort, and attention somewhere. We call that time and indulgences. But it honestly was giving the energy of being canceled out. We broke out, we broke free, and we actually might have had something extended. There might have been some type of suppression put on us, and the source is untraceable. Now, there could be somebody hidden in this energy. It would be the Strength card. That's a traditional witch of love language. or somebody that has great powers of manipulation. Here we call them the cowgirl. We don't have enough here to be considered baneful. I'm not getting any inversion. But what I will say, because there's a homecoming, something's returning that once left as a venture out, exploration maybe. The thing with the Strength card and the Queen of Wands, they both compound, multiply each other, and also negate each other. So let's just talk about the Queen of Wands. It's coming through a few times. I gotta say it. There's something out there called the cowgirl, and I'm not talking about a position. I'm talking about an archetype. The cowgirl is somebody that basically wants to usurp, different than the cowboy. They want to show off and compete. They want to outpace you. Cowgirl wants to outdo you. Now, it's because they typically will wrangle something down that's an obstacle and yank it out of the way. And then the object of their affection or some such a thing, they'll want to control it in some kind of way. Now, it has a lot of behaviors that gets kicked off, and the most common behavior is to, on day one, say, yes, I understand you, I respect your boundaries, I hear what you're saying, I'm going to do exactly that. And then by day five, by day 10, they're looking for a loophole. So essentially, also, they will create some type of third party interference. They are the third party. But here we have the Queen of Wands with the Three of Swords, and it's both on our side. So we're needing to defend something that's rightfully ours. And why don't we go ahead and clarify this pair of queens? Yeah, okay, so we should be in a union here. Let's see, overall energy, Four of Wands, King of Wands, Ten of Wands, Eight of Swords. Okay, so this other side, whatever energy we're matched to, whoever is mirroring us in this connection, if it is one, they are in some type of constriction, rule regulation, restriction, Eight of Swords. They've been wrangled down and restrained in some way. And that's the truth. I think if we speak truth to them, or the truth is revealed, or we do some cord cutting, the energy will free up this high vibrational outcome. Because the spirit energy is 10 of Wands, something needs to be laid down, or it's a karmic cycle. The shared energy is the King of Wands, so massive action, and there's something we both want. And then the Queen of Wands came out. So with two other cards. Okay, so this somebody here is in a false connection, or they're pretending to be a match, and that's false. Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Three of Wands. Yeah, okay, so something's backfiring because we on our end went with whatever information was presented to us. It wasn't actually 100% on the up and up, whatever information we were going off of. Something about it was faulty and needed to be properly qualified. It wasn't. We took something at face value. But the thing about that is it gave us a writ of innocence. It's actually called a writ of ineptitude. Who it's the party who's ever innocent, ignorant, or inept. Inept means lacking skillfulness. It has a negative connotation to it. They're the ones who pass judgment, the innocent party. And I'm not talking about innocent as in a lack of wrongdoing. I'm talking about innocent as in inexperience, naivete. This other side that we're connected to, they had a little bit of ego. I needed affection, adoration, appreciation, acknowledgement, attention. They didn't get it. So they entered into a false union. And honestly, it's giving me jealousy. They wanted to make us jealous. It's not, I don't have a confirmation on that, so that's what it's giving. Let me check something. What is this Queen of Cups with the Two of Cups? Wow, several things came out. Yeah, Fidelta, Letterato, La Casa. Okay, so Gran Signore on the other side. Somebody actually has great affection for us, but for whatever reason, they prevented themselves from saying it because they perceive us to be too strong and sturdy. They couldn't get us to become excitable or to become amenable or accessible or agreeable. Okay, so that's just the thing there is always be about what you're about. Go after what you want. If there's a roadblock, then it's not for you. The right thing will never pass you by. Oftentimes, it's a stepping stone. So if what you want said no to you, it means you actually need to go after better. A lot of people don't think that because of self-worth and value or whatever, what have you, conditioning and programming, so on and so forth. But that's kind of the formula universally. We have Fidelta here. There's a very strong affinity and affection. Okay, and this Two of Cups keeps talking because now somebody is dispiacere. So they think they did something wrong. Nemica, la nemica. Yeah. There's a bitterness here as well, which again, I didn't see. We've got to pull a Top of Love Oracle by the Tarot. Message from the other side. Ego driven. Okay. 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 There's some kind of upheaval on their side because what's intended for them was passed by because of they weren't on the ignorant, innocent side. They were on the prideful side. My pride and my ego held me back and stopped me from being my true authentic self. I'm afraid that you will reject me because I fear I am not good enough for you. My self-confidence was not just a facade. Okay. Oh, my self-confidence was just a facade. Okay, capisco. Does not truly love the person, or loves more what the person does for them. Acts on one's own self-interest driven by a need to prove oneself better than others. The Queen of Wands, okay, so but this came out face down, which means it's a petition from the other side. And we have the Queen of Wands, which means they probably presented themselves like the King of Wands. So the Queen of Wands needs somebody that's not a smooth talker. It's not lovey-dovey. It's not about the ball, the shot caller. It's not about the 24 Impala. It's not about anything other than do you have confidence? Are you bold? Are you direct? Are you forward? Are you larger than life? Do you have a great big grand vision? Do you know what you're about? Are you future pacing? Do you have some type of ambition? So they probably presented themselves that way when really they were tender and they were vulnerable. It might not have been the way it came off, but they might have acted or fronted or had a cap because, well, they didn't have a cap because the Seven of Swords would have come out. But they acted a certain way. Whatever it is, there's upheaval here. Tower. Okay. So this says ego driven because no, maybe later. They felt rejected and they're going through inner turmoil because this was a fateful encounter. So we activated something within them. And instead of telling us that they were mentally fearful and spiritually inept, instead of saying, like, I'm fighting a lot within myself, but this is what's alive in me, somebody can say, listen, I want to come towards you, I want to be about you, but there's all this baggage I'm carrying. I'm just letting you know how I feel and I'm working through it. This is where I'm at. You know, I want to go towards you, but for some reason I'm falling into potholes or I'm stumbling over myself. You know, I don't want to fail you. I don't want to fumble you. That's perfectly fine. Be about what you're about. You don't have to be perfect. You have to make progress. And when you sit there stuttering, doing nothing, looking stupid, acting stupid, being stupid, talking stupid, that's when it gets problematic. because typically that only works in toxic situations. Because it's saying no, but maybe, and it's in reverse. It's in reverse. So this is I'm getting that this side thought they were rejected, but only because they had fake boldness. There's a past life narrative here. When I am with you, I feel as if time stops and it's just me and you against the world. I feel like you are home to me, you understand me, and I understand you. So this was a faithful encounter to activate, but it's ego driven. So they were denied entry because of the ego. It's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing us to do so. Go ahead and smash that like button if anything resonated deeply with you. Until we meet again, until we meet again, namaste, dhanavad, and ashay sayonara, rasvidanya, vedadain. Take care. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.